net. W8VPV. Repeater.
Good evening, and welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club's Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. My name is Russ, and my call is KD8VYT. But for this presentation, I will be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Without further ado, this is Amateur Radio Newsline.
Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2527 with a release date of Friday, April 3rd, 2026 to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. Hams head toward the moon. The Azores gets its first 10-meter repeater, and Newsline's April Fool's correspondent Pierre Pullenmaleg is back with some big news. Or not. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2527 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's independent, on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now, reporting from Jonesboro, Arkansas, here's Skeeter Nash, N5ASH.
Our top story takes us into space, specifically looking toward the moon. Delayed weeks ago due to technical issues, NASA's Artemis II mission lifted off from Florida's Kennedy Space Center on the 1st of April, carrying a crew of 4 astronauts, 3 of whom have amateur radio licenses. Astronauts Reed Wiseman, KF5LKT, Victor Glover, KI5BKC, Jeremy Hansen, KF5LKU, and Christina Koch now embark on a test flight that will pave the way for an eventual return of a human presence on the moon. Meanwhile, 4 amateur radio operators here on Earth are among the group of 34 volunteers chosen by NASA to track transmissions from the Orion spacecraft during its 10-day journey. An amateur radio operator is being called the source of radio interference that affected emergency service frequencies in one part of Pennsylvania last year, according to the Federal Communications Commission. Kent Peterson, KC0DGY, picks up the story from here.
The FCC Enforcement Bureau has charged a ham radio operator in Allegheny County, Pennsylvania, with interfering with UHF frequencies used by 911 emergency services. The FCC identified the ham as David Knutson, KD3ASC. According to the agency, the Pittsburgh amateur was transmitting on 470.4375 megahertz from a handheld transceiver last July, prompting a complaint from the county's emergency services that there was interference on its dispatch channel. Using direction finding, the Bureau's enforcement agents tracked the signal to Knutson's home, where they said he showed them a Bofang BT Tech UV Pro HT, which he surrendered to them. The handheld radio is capable of transmitting on VHF and UHF amateur radio bands, as well as private land mobile radio bands. The FCC said that the radio had been programmed to monitor the EMS channel and that the audio relay was enabled, permitting traffic from one channel to be retransmitted on another. The FCC notice is dated March 25th. Knutson must respond to the Enforcement Bureau within 10 days of that date. This is Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
The next set of images to be transmitted from the International Space Station via SSTV will mark a number of high-profile moments in space. Watch for them this month. Jack Parker, W8ISH, tells us what a few of them are.
The 65th anniversary of the first human spaceflight by cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin, the 45th anniversary of the first space shuttle flight, and the 100th anniversary of the world's first liquid-propelled rocket launch by Robert Goddard. These are 3 of the several space achievements being commemorated by amateur radio on the International Space Station through its selection of images to be transmitted as part of SSTV Series 31. The SSTV mode will be Robot 36, and there will be 2 minutes between transmissions. Transmissions will begin on the 10th of April and continue through the 14th of April. The frequency will be 437.55 plus or minus Doppler shift. This is Jack Parker, W8ISH.
The Azores Amateur Radio Association, CU2ARA, is marking an important anniversary this year with the installation of its first 10-meter repeater. The group says its presence in the North Atlantic holds great promise for contacts between hams in Europe and North America. Dave Lee, M7TLB, tells us more.
On São Miguel Island, the largest island in the Azores off the coast of Portugal, a new 10-meter FM repeater stands ready for QSOs. This is the first 10-meter repeater for the association, which is marking the 50th year since its founding. The 50-watt repeater transmits on 29.630 megahertz with a minus 100 kilohertz shift, giving it a receive frequency of 29.530 megahertz. It has CTCSS tone of 88.5 hertz. Bruno, CS8ABG, told Newsline that challenges in installation prompted the group to install the receiver and transmitter separately. The transmitter is located in the center of the island, and the receiver is about 20 kilometers away on the western side. Both are at an altitude of 900 meters. The sites are connected using 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi links. The site holds promise for other connections too, according to Bruno. There's a Raspberry Pi system with a private All-Star Link connection that may someday provide a link to the group's VHF repeaters that are part of the Azores All-Star Link network. Bruno told Newsline that the east-west radiation pattern of the dipoles favor propagation between Europe and North America, so DXs, of course, are very welcome. This is Dave Lee, M7TLB.
Another 10-meter repeater, this one in Ireland, is getting a huge welcome back from amateurs. It is back on the air and is expected to be very busy, as we hear from Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
The repeater in Condona, County Donegal, EI0IPG, is no longer silent. Storms had taken the nation's only 10-meter repeater out of service until recently. According to a report by the Irish Radio Transmitter Society, the repeater, maintained by the Condona Amateur Radio Club, is receiving an especially hearty welcome among experimenters because an increase in solar activity promises a greater likelihood of transatlantic and continental FM communication. Its frequencies are 29.580 MHz input, 29.680 MHz output, with a 67 Hz CTCSS tone. The repeater also offers access via Echolink node 29007. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
Although the liveliest daytime action will likely be at the Greene County Fairgrounds in Xenia, Ohio in May, that Hamvention epicenter isn't the only big draw for visiting amateurs that weekend. Cell MB KB3TZD tells us about another Hamvention weekend tradition.
The National Voice of America Museum of Broadcasting is welcoming Hamvention guests by offering extended hours from Thursday, May 14th through Sunday, May 17th. The museum and the Westchester Amateur Radio Association, which is headquartered there, will be sharing a wide variety of exhibits that include a disc jockey setup from a vintage radio station, vintage ham and shortwave equipment, and the Voice of America's first transmitter dating from 1942. The club's ham radio station, W8VPV, will be sharing access to its shack, so come with your license and be prepared to get on the air. Admission is $10 at the door for each day's extended hours, and for directions on how to find the museum from Xenia, visit the website voamuseum.org or wc8voa.org. The independent nonprofit museum in Westchester, Ohio, is not affiliated with the U.S. government's Voice of America service. This is Celembi, KB3TZD.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the CQ0UARS and CQ0EARS repeaters in Aveiro, Portugal, on Saturdays and Sundays at noon local time. New regulations in Norway include the creation of an entry-level license. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, has the details.
The Norwegian Communications Authority has approved an entry-level license for amateurs in that country as one of several changes taking effect. The entry-level or limited 10-watt license covers the 80, 40, 20, 17, 15, 10, 6 and 2 meter bands, as well as the 70 centimeters band. Another change includes the removal of limitations to hams wishing to operate stations remotely, especially in Norway's overseas territories. The changes also affect the 23 CEMS band, which will now follow IARU recommendations more directly. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
already been a big year for YLs to scale to new heights. First, there was the WWA-YL Award that united women radio operators calling CQ from around the world in March. Next up is the third annual Queens of the Mountains, a special Summits on the Air weekend event. There is some added incentive this year for chasers, as we hear from Travis Lisk, N3ILS.
Activators in the third annual Queens of the Mountains YL Soda Special event will be competing for the same certificates as before. But this year, chasers are getting a new chance for recognition. The new award is designed for chasers who contact at least 3 YL activators in different countries or different U.S. states. This is the second year the activity has drawn global participation, so once again, YL to YL DX QSOs will be recognized with a WWW Worldwide Women's Certificate. The organizers, Amy AG7GP and Paula K9IR, announced the event's return on the Soda Reflector and have set the event to start at 0000 UTC on June 13th and end at 23:59 UTC on June 14th. This is Travis Lisk, N3ILS.
We remind our listeners that we are accepting nominations for Amateur Radio Newsline's Bill Pasternak WA6ITF Memorial Young Ham of the Year Award for 2026. If you know a talented, involved, and active licensed radio operator who is 18 years of age or younger and is a resident of the continental United States, please submit his or her name for consideration. You'll find a nomination form under the Awards tab of our website, arnewsline.org. Send in documentation supporting your nominee and get it to us by the May 31st deadline. This year's winner will be joining a very distinguished group of young amateurs who have continued to make a difference in the world of ham radio and their communities. In the world of DX, you have until the 10th of April to work Bernard, DL2GAC, using the call sign H44MS from Maleta Island in the Solomon Islands, IOTA number OC047. He has been spotted doing FT8 and SSB. Special call signs DA0ANT, DM50ANT, and DP50ANT are on the air celebrating a half-century of German research in Antarctica until the 30th of April. Listen as well for DM50GFS, marking the 50th anniversary of the now decommissioned XGDR George Forster Station, and DP200GVN for the 200-year anniversary of the birth of George von Neumayer, after whom West Germany's Antarctic research stations have been named. Listen for Takei JG8NQJ/JD1, operating until the middle of May from the weather station on Minami Torishima, IOTA number OC073. He is using mostly CW with some FT8. JSEC SP5APW will be active as 3D2JK from Lakeba Island, IOTA number OC095, from the 17th through to the 22nd of April. He will be using FT8 and SSB on 20 through 10 meters. He will also be on 6 meters using mainly FT8. April 1st has come and gone, but Newsline's own Pierre Pullenmaleg is here once again. He's the only member of our team of correspondents who works one day a year on April Fool's Day. Pierre, you're no fool. What news do you have for us this year?
Responding to pressure from a dozen American symphony orchestras and a group of internationally celebrated virtuosos, the FCC is setting aside the part of the 20-meter band to let licensed amateur radio operators play their violins, flutes, bassoons, and other instruments, or to sing as the opera. In fact, opera singing hams looking for DX contacts will be encouraged to call a QRZ by singing compositions by Mozart, Verdi, or Strauss. To prepare for these repurposed frequencies, the FCC will now require music recitals to be included in VE sessions. After completing the written part of the test, Each candidate must present a 10-minute performance on the instrument of their choice, or they may sing. Starting in June, all FCC license preparation classes will include 6 months of music lessons. Knowing your harmonics is, after all, mes amis, so very important. Oui? But no drummers are welcome on this new portion of 20 meters. Percussion instruments will be set to the CW portion. Already, mes amis, there have been protests from some amateur radio clubs around the U.S. who are asking why violinists and opera singers are being allowed on the 20-meter band, but no rock and rollers, no banjo players, and not even a single hip-hop artist. The FCC has taken up the question and is reportedly considering part of the 2-meter band next, or perhaps 7,200. This is Pierre pulling my leg with a song in my heart, mes amis, and on the radio too, oui?
With thanks to Amateur Radio Daily, AMSAT News, Eris, Bruno, CS8ABG, David Behar, K7DB, FCC, 425DX News, Paulo, CU2CO, QRZ.com Forums, Radio World, Radio Society of Great Britain, ShortwaveRadio.de, Space News, Soda Reflector, Voice of America Museum, Wireless Institute of Australia, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Skeeter Nash, N5ASH in Jonesboro, Arkansas, saying 7-3. As always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2026. Amateur Radio Newsline retains ownership of its material, even when retransmitted elsewhere. All rights are reserved.
This concludes our Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. Nets start in about 7 minutes.
Good evening. Calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday Night VHF UHF Net. My name is John and my call is W8VPV. However, for the purposes of this net, I'll be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is an open directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in. You do not have to be a club member. All traffic will go through net control, and since emergency traffic may break in at any time, please leave a brief pause between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information, to enhance their operating practices, and to keep members up to date about club happenings. This net meets here every Monday evening at 8:30 p.m. local time, preceded by Amateur Radio Newsline at 8:01. We will start with announcements and then ask for check-ins from any officer or member who has an announcement of general interest to the club. Once that is complete, I'll take check-ins, call signs only, 5 at a time, and confirming each call 1 at a time. Then I'll correspond with those 5 check-ins and ask for 5 more until the activity slows down, and then I'll go 1 at a time. If you're a regular participant, I'll probably recognize you by call sign. If not, please give your call repeated phonetically, followed by your name and your location. When all check-ins have been worked, I will repeat the announcements, and then I'll give one last call for check-ins, and then close the net. We also operate a band exploration net at 9:30 p.m. after this net. Please join us if you have the equipment. This evening, it will be on 6 meters on 50.270 megahertz. Okay, here are the announcements. The next regular meeting of the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club will be this Wednesday, that's April 8th, at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. That's a new starting time. If you're going to attend in person, it will be at the Pilgrim United Church of Christ Social Hall, which has a listed address of 130 Broad Boulevard, but in Cuyahoga Falls. But you get to the meeting by going to their parking lot on 2nd Street, just south of Broad Boulevard. Then enter the building where the entrance is just off the corner of the parking lot. If you remember, we're asking that each one bring a canned good food item as a token of appreciation of their letting us use their facility for our meeting. Anything but tomato soup. They apparently have an overabundance of tomato soup. If you can't attend in person, you can still be an active participant by attending via Zoom. The link will be on the web page, the front page on the right side. You scroll down to April 8th, and you'll see the Zoom link there. That's on our webpage, www.cfarc.org. You can be an active participant because we can hear you, you can hear us, and you can see us. And if you have your camera on, we can see you. So, again, it's okay to attend via Zoom, and be an active participant. We have on our website a sign-up for volunteers for the Hamfest, which is this coming Saturday. And so we need help on Friday evening to set up the tables and to help the vendors get to their assigned table. And also on, that's Friday evening, around starting around 6 p.m. On Saturday morning, we need volunteers to help get the vendors to their tables also. And also ticket sellers and announcers and a person to run the mobile check-in station. So go to our website, www.cfarc.org. Click on the word Hamfest, and that will open up a. There may also be a big Hamfest logo on the front web page there, and click on that, and that will open up the volunteer sign up. So take a look at that and see what you can do to help out. Okay, that's all that I have in the way of announcements at this time. So this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for any officer or member who has an announcement of general interest to the club.
Whiskey 8, Echo Zulu Tango.
W8VPV, go ahead, Frank.
Good evening, John. Great job on all the information about our upcoming Hamfest this weekend. Really appreciate it. I just want to reemphasize, if you do expect to be volunteering at our Hamfest, sign up on the volunteer sheet so we can get you some name badges. You won't be allowed in certain areas without a name badge. And secondly, if you're planning on volunteering, please try to make this Wednesday's meeting either in person or via Zoom. We're going to be going over and confirming who's doing what, looking for people to fill in areas that we're a little weak on, and going over the setup process. We're going to try to, last year we had some real issues getting vendors in Friday. It was over an hour and a half before we were starting to admit them, so we're going to change the procedure a little this year and have some what I call designated setups. When a vendor shows up, we set his table up in advance of the routine ones, but there's some training behind that to make sure we get them in the right place. So if you're going to be attending the Hamfest as a volunteer, please definitely try to make the club meeting. That's all I've got. Looking forward to seeing everybody Wednesday, and then again Friday and Saturday. Back to net, W8EZT.
Okay, Frank, thanks for those announcements, and I have you on the log. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Are there other officers or members who have an announcement of general interest to the club? Please call now.
Alpha Charlie 8 X-Ray Oscar.
AC8XO, go ahead, Vince.
Good evening, John, and everybody on the net. Obviously, if you haven't picked up the email from Anthony, the newsletter's out today. It's a day late because of Easter and some other delays. But there was an error determined to be in the newsletter related to Aries. If you didn't read it, you didn't catch it, no big deal. It'll be corrected next month. It's just a meeting location, and if you're in the Aries, you know where the meeting location is. Other than that, John, that's all I got. Everybody else, if they want to put articles in, start thinking about them now. Anyway, AC8XO, back to net.
Okay, thanks, Vince, and thanks for mentioning the Aries difference there. So 7-3, and have a good evening. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Are there any other officers or members who have an announcement of general interest to the club? Please call now. Okay, not hearing any. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor now calling for check-ins.
November 7, Whiskey Alpha Mike, N7 WAM, Bill in Macedonia.
and 7 WAM. Bill, I got you on the list. There was somebody else in there with Bill. Go ahead.
Okay, Kilo Bravo 8, Victor Hotel Kilo, John and Kenmore, in and out.
Let's see, hold on. KB8VHK, I have you in and out. Thanks for checking in. And I think there was somebody else in there along with him. Go ahead now.
KD8VYT.
KD8VYT, I have you on the list. We'll get back with you in a moment. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for a few more check-ins.
Romeo Kilo Echo, Larry in North Royalton, in and out.
North Royalton, you were doubled with. Could I get your call sign again, please?
Sure, November 8, Romeo Kilo Echo, N8RKE.
Okay, N8RKE, I have you in and out. Thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. Another check-in, please.
Wait, Tango, Quebec Romeo, KE8TQR, keep the unions out.
Okay, I got Larry, K8PU, and Keith, KE8TQR. Let's see how many we have here. Okay, one more check-in, and then we'll go to the top of that group.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Papa Bravo.
KF8EPB, I have you on the list. Okay, let's see who's at the top. Hey, Russ, KD8VYT, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry I was a few minutes late on the news line, but I was dozing in my chair. And I plan on trying to come to the meeting and maybe helping out with the the Ham Fest, but I don't know what I can do. I'm pretty much immobile anymore, but I'll try and show up. Right now I've got a cold. We'll see if I can kick that. But I hope everybody had a happy Easter, and this is KD8VYT 73.
Okay, Russ, very good. Well, maybe you could be like an usher or something, or an envoy when a vendor comes in, Friday evening you could find out what tables they're assigned to. So we'll find out. We'll figure out something there for you, Russ. Thanks. Okay, so next is Larry, K8PU. Go ahead, Larry.
And everybody on the net. Oh, nothing exciting. A little cold snap come back to bite us here. I was enjoying those 70, almost 80-degree days. Well, they're just around the corner. There'll be more. Anyways, yep, we've been past Easter, and here we are back to Hamfest again. Man, the year flies by. Okay, John, look forward to seeing everybody Wednesday evening. If you'll be so kind as to save me a seat, and it's a little rough to have to stand anymore. Okay, catch you over on 6 meters, 930, so back to you, W8VPV, K8PU.
Okay, Larry, very good, and I hope to hear you on 6 meters, and I'll save you a seat there on Wednesday. Very good. Okay, let's see. let's see, N8RKE was in and out, so that takes us to Keith, KE8TQR. Go ahead, Keith, with your comments. This is John, W3X at the mic for Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor.
W8VPV, this is KE8TQR. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for getting me in here on the net here tonight, John. Let's see. Not much going on today. We stayed home, didn't go anywhere. Had to wait for the plumber to show up so I could get an estimate on replacing my hot water tank. And because the one I have right now, it's an old electric. It's 31 years old. It just doesn't seem to be doing the job anymore. So anyway, we got that taken care of. I got 3 estimates for that. And looking forward to Wednesday night and also this coming weekend. I will be there both Friday and Saturday to help out on both nights, but I think I signed up for that anyway. So we'll see everyone then. Hope everyone had a great day today. Didn't mind the little bit of snow we got this morning, which is all gone. And yeah, those warm days, they'll be coming. I think I heard somewhere that will be 80 on Sunday, so there's that. Looks like it's lawn mowing time again. Anyway, that's about all I got. Wish everyone a great Monday, great rest of the weekend. We'll see you all Wednesday and Friday and Saturday. This is KE8TQR saying 7-3, and God bless.
Yeah, very good, Keith. Last week on when we had the band exploration net on 17 meters, I was using my R5, my Cushcraft R5 antenna, and so during the net I was listening, switching between the R5 and the Gap Titan, and so it was after I had checked you in and talked with you, but it seemed like the Gap Titan was working better. So what was funny is after the net was over, I tuned up a little bit on the band, went to 18140, and I was comparing the performance of the R5 to the Gap Titan, and on the Gap Titan, I ended up making a POTA contact with somebody in I don't know, down outside the United States. So so the Gap Titan's still working okay. So if we do 17 meters, I'll use that again instead of the R5. So thanks for checking in, and hope to hear you on 6 meters this evening on 50.270 megahertz upper sideband. Okay, that takes us to Brian, KF8EPB. Go ahead, Brian, with your comments.
Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, this is Kilo Foxtrot 8 Echo Papa Bravo. Good evening, John, everyone on net. I hope everyone's doing good. I hope to see everybody. I should be at the meeting on Wednesday, and maybe I'll sign up to help set up some tables or something that night, but we'll see what goes on. And I just want to remind everyone that there's 4 astronauts currently on the dark side of the moon taking pictures and making observations, first time in almost 50 years. So, John, I hope to talk to you on 6 meters maybe a little later, and with that, I'll send it back to the net. This is Kilo Foxtrot 8 Echo Papa Bravo.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks for checking in, and thanks for relaying some stations there last week on that band exploration net. So my R5 antenna didn't seem to be working very well, so I have to check that out, see what's wrong with that. But the Gap Titan is working okay. So thanks for the relays there last week. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins.
W8VPV, this is KE8ULC, Carter, Cuyahoga Falls.
LLC, I got you, and I think somebody else was in there too. Please come on back.
This is November 7, Whiskey Alpha Mike, Bill Macedonia recheck. Think you forgot about me, John.
Oh yeah, I see here. Yeah, 'cause I had it in and out after you, and then okay, yeah, go ahead, Bill. N7WAM, go ahead.
N7WAM, W8VPV. Good evening, John. Everybody on the net. Just wanted to hope everybody had a happy Easter. I'll be at the meeting on Wednesday, and I'll be at the AmFest on Saturday. Hopefully be helping out the VE session. I got my email from Jim that he got me all set to go, so looking forward to that. So I'll see everybody on Wednesday. N7WAM, W8VPV. I'll be clear 73 to all on the net, and have a great rest of your week.
Yeah, okay, Bill. Thanks. And I hope to see you at the meeting there. And do you have 6 meters? We're going to be on 6 meters this evening, starting at 9:30. Over.
No, not yet, John, but I've got a new radio coming from my car that has 6 meters in it. I should be getting that this week, so, yeah, I have one coming, though.
Okay, very good. I'll see you at the meeting on Wednesday then. New starting time, 7 p.m. Okay, this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, with John W03X at the mic, calling for check-ins. Okay, I don't hear any. At this time, I'll repeat the announcements. So, the next regular meeting of the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club will be this Wednesday. A new starting time, 7 p.m. And in person, it will be at the Pilgrim United Church of Christ in Cuyahoga Falls, which has a listed address of 130 Broad Boulevard. But you get to the meeting by going to their parking lot, which is on 2nd Street, just south of Broad Boulevard. And then enter the building at the entrance, which is just off the corner of the parking lot. We're asking members to bring one canned good food item as a token of appreciation of their letting us use their facility for our meeting. And anything but tomato soup. For some reason, they have an overabundance of tomato soup. And if you're going to attend via Zoom, you can be an active participant because you can hear us and we can hear you. You can see us if you're using a PC or whatever. And if you have your camera on, we can see you. So it's almost like being there. So again, that starting time is 7 p.m. And the Zoom link will be on our page, www.cfarc.org, along the right side. Scroll down to that day and you'll see the link there. And while you're on that page, look for the HamFest sign-up sheet. We need volunteers on April 10th, that's Friday evening, to help set up the tables and help get the vendors who show up with their sales items to their assigned table. And Then on Saturday, we need a multitude of tasks. So, in addition to helping get vendors to their tables. So get on the, if you plan to volunteer, make sure you get on the list so that a name badge can be made for you so that you can go in all required areas of the Hamfest. Okay, let's see, that's all that I have in the way of announcements. So this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, last call for check-ins.
This is Foxtrot 8, Foxtrot Michael Charlie. This is Lou over in West Akron.
You were breaking up a little bit there. Could you come back?
This is Foxtrot.
Let's see, all I got was Foxtrot.
This is Kilo Foxtrot 8, Foxtrot Michael Charlie. This is Lou over in West Akron.
Okay, I got you now, KF8 FMC. Okay, we'll get back with you. Let's see here. I think I may not have gotten back with Kurt, KEAULC. Did I get your comments? This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor.
Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is KEAULC. I just wanted to check in with you all tonight and say that I intend to be there to help with the VE session on Saturday and sell tickets in between. I had BCG today. It's feeling a little rough. If I can all get my muster up, I'll be there Friday night to help set up tables and things like that as well. So I hope to do as much as I can, but I will not be checking in with 6 meter. I think I'm just going to check it out for tonight. Back to you there, John, at W8VPV. This is KEAULC.
Okay, thanks, Kurt. Thanks for checking in. And so 73, and have a good evening, and hope to see you able to help out at the Hamfest. Okay, so let's see. Next is KF8 FMC. Go ahead with your comments.
Yeah, I'm expecting to be at the meeting on Wednesday, and be at the Hamfest coming up on the weekend, and looking forward to finding some treasures there.
Yeah, okay, yeah, very good. Yeah, there are a lot of treasures at those Hamfests. So hope to see you at the meeting on Wednesday and at the Hamfest on Saturdays. This is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor. Are there any other check-ins? Please call now. Okay, not hearing any. In preparing to close this net, I would like to thank all of you who took the time to join us and check in tonight. Without your participation, there would be no net. This has been John, and my call is W03X, and it's been my pleasure to host this evening's net. At this time, I will close the net with 12 check-ins, counting myself, and return the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use. This is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, closing the net at 9:03 p.m. local time. 7-3.